It's Becca Newton from the KBIA Newsroom, and it's time for Missouri on Mic, conversations from Missouri in its 200th year. Pat Wilson is 76 and has lived the majority of his life in mid-Missouri. Now that he's retired, he and his wife bought some land and built a house out in Fulton. Pat spoke with the Missouri on Mic team at the Daniel Boone Regional Library in February about his time as a soldier during the Vietnam War and how things have improved for veterans today. Here's Pat.
I graduated from Hickman, and I was at the wrong age at the wrong time, so Vietnam got me. I went to 4 years in the Marine Corps, and so that was before the lottery, but of course, you had to sign up for the draft when you turned 18, so I knew I'd already gotten my letter, pre-draft letter, yada, yada, so I just joined the Marine Corps. They were going to get me anyway, so I was lucky. I was in the infantry for a very short time and saw the writing on the wall, so I went to school and ended up mechanic on airplane, patched bullet holes and flew as a mechanic, and we flew all around the little dirt airfields and hauled people around, and it was a lot better than the alternative in the bush and the jungle, comparatively speaking. I had it made. I was in a transport squad in the Marine Corps. We had one transport squad in Da Nang, the base in Vietnam, and we'd fly out of there, all the supplies and the troops around to the dirt airfields and haul wounded back. And so I don't want to get to be a flag waver and all that, but I wonder if kids, when I was 19 then, I don't think they understand that you didn't have a choice then. Well, you had a choice, I guess, if you wanted to go to Canada or something, but you know, you signed up for the selective service and you went. It wasn't an all volunteer force, and it was just, it's hard to have a younger person ask me nowadays. They don't understand that at all. You know, you hear the stories about servicemen sitting in the airports getting spit on and called baby killers. It didn't happen to me. I can say when we flew back from Okinawa, that was a big staging area for the Marine Corps. You flew into Okinawa, then processed and went on to Vietnam, and then same way coming back. So when we flew into LAX, LA International, I was waiting for my flight to get back to Kansas City and into Columbia. I was in my uniform, and nobody said it. I could see the looks in their eyes as they'd walk by and give, not everybody, but some people give you that look, but nobody called me and spit on me or anything like that. But I'm not saying it didn't happen. When I came home, I flew, Ozark Airlines then was flying into Columbia, and you probably don't know where the airport is, but it was out where Cosmo Park is. That was the airport then. So I flew into there in an old propeller-driven plane, and I had one person there to meet me. There was no bands and flags waving and parades, but I can say they treat the veterans so much better nowadays when they get out, so much better. I retired from the Department of Veterans Affairs, so I know a little bit what I'm talking about, but back then, they gave you an honorable discharge, and I got, I think, $12 in gasoline money to get home from where I was. But now they have classes before you get at the VA. It gives you classes on what your benefits are, how to apply for benefits, what you're eligible for. There was nothing like that, unfortunately.
That was Pat Wilson speaking about how fighting in Vietnam has impacted his life. Missouri on Mic is an oral history and journalism project from Missouri's 200th year. Thanks to Rebecca Smith for producing this episode, and the Burney Sisters for providing our music. For more conversations like these, visit kbia.org. I'm Becca Newton. Thanks for listening.